Welcome back to my KEEPUP channel. Smiling Prince William tells adoring crowds he will keep going as he and Princess of Wales visit Liverpool in wake of Harry's searing attacks on royal family, as couple appear to ignore questions about Duke of Sussex's bombshell memoir. A smiling William today told adoring crowds he will keep going as he visited Liverpool with the Princess of Wales in the wake of his brother Harry's searing attacks on the royal family. The Waleses, who are at the very center of the acrimonious row with the Sussexes that sparked Megxit, were greeted with a huge cheer from royal fans as they arrived in Liverpool to open a new hospital. Sylvia, 81, who was at the Liverpool Royal Hospital for an appointment, said to William, "Keep going, Will, Scousers love you." To which he replied, "I will do." The couple appeared to ignore questions about the memoir. Across the border, the king petted dogs and spoke to charity workers at the Aboyne and Mid Deeside Community Shed in Aberdeenshire, where he is visiting a food bank and local charities. Charles was seen joking with charity workers as he thanked them for coming and said, "I hope you don't get too cold." One woman in the crowd outside, who was from Australia, was told by the king, "Send my love to Australia." William has been at the center of attacks by his younger sibling, who wrote in Spare that the heir to the throne attacked him and hurled him to the floor by the collar in a blazing row when William called Meghan difficult, rude and abrasive. And in Harry's interviews with US and UK broadcasters, he continued to hammer his older brother for his role in Megxit, which is said to have left William seething. It follows reports that senior royals want to ban the Duke and Duchess of Sussex from the King's coronation this year, and as Charles focuses on state visits to France and Germany as he adopts a keep calm and carry on approach despite the fallout from his son's memoir. William showed no sign of that anger as he chatted happily with the Princess of Wales as they exited the grounds of Windsor Castle. The Prince and Princess of Wales then visited the new Royal Liverpool University Hospital, which opened its doors in October 2022, replacing the old hospital which had served the community for over 4 decades. In Scotland, the King said he was very impressed as he was presented with a plaque made to commemorate his visit to community groups in Aberdeenshire. Charles also drank tea with members of the Aboyne Men's Shed, which is housed in the community shed, and watched craft skills including wood and stone carving in action. Dressed in a hunting Stuart tartan kilt, the King then unveiled the plaque, made by Men's Shed member Tony Atherton, to a round of applause and said, "I am very impressed." The plaque reads, "This plaque was unveiled to commemorate the visit of His Majesty King Charles III to Aboyne Men's Shed on Thursday, January 12. After admiring it, Charles quipped, "Has he spelt it all right?" Charles is said to be working on preparations for 2 state visits at the end of March, the Standard reported. These will be the first state visits of his reign, and he will be accompanied by Queen Consort Camilla. One senior figure told the paper, "These 2 visits to our closest and most influential European neighbors are hugely important for cementing our diplomatic and deeper ties with these countries. This soft power diplomacy is what our king and the royal family do and do well. When all the noise dies down, and it will, the king and the working royals will continue to do what is important, working for our great country, for the people of our great country." Harry's controversial autobiography has become the fastest-selling non-fiction book in history, according to publisher Penguin Random House, which reported more than 1.4 million copies were sold on Tuesday, the day it went on sale. Reports of a fractious friendship between Meghan and Kate were confirmed in Spare, with Harry recounting how the princess, pregnant at the time with Prince Louis, said she was owed an apology from his wife who had previously commented Kate was suffering from baby brain due to her hormones. He also shed further light on the row over Princess Charlotte's bridesmaid dress, claiming, contrary to reports at the time, Kate was not in tears, but the incident had left Meghan sobbing on the floor. During a series of interviews to promote Spare, Harry defended himself against criticism, following his revelation in the book he killed 25 Taliban members during the Afghanistan war. He denied boasting about the killings when interviewed by Stephen Colbert on CBS's The Late Show, and claimed members of his family are in an active campaign to undermine his autobiography. A YouGov poll has found the popularity of Harry has fallen since his book was published, with 68% of 1,691 adults, polled on Tuesday and Wednesday, having a negative opinion about him, while 24% thought positively. YouGov said the figures meant the Duke had his lowest ever net favorability rating of -44, down from -38 last week, which had been his previous record low. Speaking about the record sales, president and publisher of the Random House group Gina Centrello said, "While many books by public figures can be fairly categorized as celebrity memoir, Spare is not that. Vulnerable and heartfelt, brave and intimate, Spare is the story of someone we may have thought we already knew, but now we can truly come to understand Prince Harry through his own words." Looking at these extraordinary first-day sales, readers clearly agree, Spare is a book that demands to be read, and it is a book we are proud to publish. It was reported overnight that Harry will not be welcome at his father's coronation in May in light of the barrage of criticism leveled against his family in Spare. Senior royals have balked at the thought of spending time with him at the historical event in case their conversations end up in the paperback edition of his memoir, The Sun reported. It is unclear whether Charles will invite his younger son to the coronation, or whether Prince Harry would accept. The Duke of Sussex launched an attempted charm offensive this week, appearing on U.S. talk shows mocking royal protocol to promote his best-selling memoir, Spare. In one interview with ITV's Tom Bradby, the Duke of Sussex said a lot can happen between now and then when asked if he will go to see his father crowned in May. One source said this week, the family expects Harry and Meghan to find a reason not to be there. Prince William was seething with rage as he accused his father and Camilla of planting stories about him and his family in the press, brother Harry's memoir claims. Prince William rode with his father and stepmother after accusing them of planting stories in the media about himself and his family, Harry claims. The prince says he took a call in April 2019 from his brother, who was seething with rage. Something had happened between him and Pa and Camilla. "I couldn't get the whole story, he was talking too fast, and was way too upset," Harry writes in his memoir, Spare. "I gathered that Pa and Camilla's people had planted a story or stories about him and Kate and the kids, and he wasn't going to take it anymore. Give Pa and Camilla an inch," he said, "and they take a mile. They've done this to me for the last time. I got it. They'd done the same to me and Meg as well." The Duke does not specify what story William was talking about. But Harry blames a gung-ho member of his father's press office for peddling fake or unflattering stories as part of a campaign of getting good press for the now king and queen consort at the expense of other family members. Harry also blamed the same person, whom he doesn't name but says is a woman, of leaking that he had gone on a hunting trip to Germany in 2017 that made me out to be some fat-bottomed 17th-century baron who craved blood in trophies. In fact, he says he had been working with German farmers to cull wild boar and save their crops. Harry claims his German story was swapped for better access to his father and to suppress stories about a member of Camilla's family. He even claims he had proof from reporters inside actual newsrooms that he and his brother were being sold out. However, Charles's PR team was headed up by a man in 2017 and 2019. And Harry's hunting trip only leaked because locals tipped off Germany's biggest newspaper that Harry and his friends had arrived in the country on a private jet. They also managed to track down which estate they were on because he had attended the wedding of the landowner, nicknamed the Boar Terminator, previously and classed him as a good friend. Harry does not name the staff member he holds responsible, but goes on to describe a showdown that he and William had with their father over the person. Charles was said to have angrily refuted their claims and denied that his staff would ever leak stories deliberately. Harry said he was grateful, however, that William had phoned him to talk about his problems given the state of their relationship in 2019, and Harry took the opportunity to highlight his and Meghan's concerns with the institution. He said his brother snapped back, "I've got different issues with you too." Harry claims to have had his brother on speakerphone as he stood in the garden at Frogmore Cottage, but quickly switched back to his regular audio when he realized Meghan was approaching him. Harry says his wife could still hear his brother shouting and walked back into the house holding her stomach, the incident coming just before she gave birth to son, Archie, with tears in her eyes. Source: dailymail.co.uk. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.